the Tac-19 is quite possibly one of the worst shotguns ever released in Call of Duty history. But let's take a look at how best we can min-max it and try our absolute hardest to be effective with it, despite all of its shortcomings. Let's get started. Far and away, the biggest issue with this weapon is the fact that when using gung-ho with it, your hipfire accuracy spread increases astronomically, and this is not a good thing. This is a very bad thing. Pellets from your shotgun, of which you shoot 8 per trigger pull, travel at what I can only estimate is like 70 degrees or so out of the barrel of your weapon. So instead of shooting straight out, and we're going to assume that straight out of the barrel is 0 degrees, it has the potential to shoot like something like 50, 60, 70 degrees off to some random angle outside of your shotgun once you fire it. There is 8 pellets that have a potential of going in any of those directions, and you have absolutely no control over them. So frankly, this weapon's innate damage and range drop-off is already so severe that with pellets flying in just complete random directions, it's really impossible to even hit somebody, let alone get a 1, 2, or even 3-shot kill on them a lot of the times. So, since our accuracy is so terrible, why don't we just try adding a laser sight to it? Well, it doesn't really help much when we're running with gung-ho. Now, keep in mind, this is while we're running with gung-ho. You know, I don't mean having it on your loadout. I mean you're actually in the act of sprinting while using the gung-ho perk. And a laser sight on your shotgun, it makes such a small difference that it really is not worth having whatsoever. So what I've found is that you actually need to completely forego gung-ho with this class in order to keep your spread tight, because when you're not using the gung-ho perk, as you can see here as I'm sprinting back and forth, you can see what my hipfire accuracy looks like. It's much more reasonable for a shotgun, for what you would expect a shotgun spread to really be, and it's something that you can actually kinda have some success with. Only problem with all of this is, though, that since we're not using gung-ho, we now have a raise time on our shotgun when we need to come out of sprinting in order to shoot somebody. And unfortunately in this game, if you try to bunny hop to keep your speed up, you can't actually keep your weapon raised and at the ready while bunny hopping, because you're still technically in a sprinting state while bunny hopping in this game, unlike something like Titanfall, where your weapon is at the ready while bunny hopping. So, frankly, there's no good way of working this weapon. You cannot have an instant shot while moving quickly. It just can't happen. So using this weapon in an offensive role is extremely difficult, which makes absolutely no sense, because this is a shotgun. You're supposed to be aggressive and offensive with it. So it seems the only way to really effectively run this weapon is to run with gung-ho and a quick draw handle and advanced rifling, so that way you can extend your range, you can keep your weapon at the ready at all times, and when you need to take a shot at somebody, you can just use your quick draw handle to aim down sights, tighten up your spread, and take a shot on somebody. But the unfortunate thing about this is you now have to wait before firing. You can see somebody and try to react, you know, as quickly as you can, but that reaction is not going to be you pulling the trigger to kill the person. It's going to be you hitting your right mouse button, or hitting your left trigger, or your L2 button, or what, you know, whatever your preferred input method is. Because you're going to have to aim down sights and basically quick scope people with your shotgun. You have to wait for that iron sight to come all the way up to actually compress your hipfire spread enough into an actual aim down sight spread that you can actually get some decent hit markers on somebody. And in this delay, you are therefore not using your shotgun to its optimum capability. You are losing time, and in a game like Call of Duty, where your times to kill are so absurdly fast, you can't waste these few milliseconds waiting for your shotgun to ADS to take a shot, because you will lose, you will die, and you will just wonder why you hate yourself so much to even try to use this weapon. It's fundamentally flawed and broken in its current state. So, you know, as it stands, there's no reason to use this weapon over a KF5, especially the elite one with the plus like 45% fire rate or whatever it is. You know, because with that you can run gung-ho, a laser sight if you so choose, scatter fire even on that probably if you so choose. I'm not sure if that's restricted or not. I don't even have that weapon yet, but you can fire so many bullets so fast in a close range fight. And you don't have to wait for an aim down sights, you don't have to wait for anything. You can just shoot and win any close range engagement so quickly before anyone can react that you might as well be using a one-shot kill shotgun. So, okay, alright, we get it. The Tac-19 is terrible, just like the other two shotguns, but how can we be as effective as possible with it? How can we build it up so we can be successful with it, at least somewhat, and get all of our challenges done, get our diamond camo, get our royalty camo for shotguns, whatever your challenge may be. Let's build a class to be as effective as we possibly can with this weapon. So, in my opinion, the best loadout for the Tac-19 shotgun is going to be a Tac-19 with the quick draw handle as well as the advanced rifling, because frankly you want every last centimeter of lethal killing range on this weapon that you can possibly get. You need all of it. Even if the advanced rifling isn't helping you a whole lot, it is helping you some, and it's worth the point in my opinion. So that's 3 points there. For our perks, we're going to go lightweight and low profile because we need to move fast and prevent people from seeing us. So that's 3 more points there. We're at 6 out of 13. Next up, we're going to go for both gung-ho, and we're going to go for fast hands. It's going to allow us to keep the shotgun ready at all times, take our reaction shots when we need to. We will be able to optimally aim down sights for our longer shots when we need to. We can reload on the run pretty much all the time because we're going to need to do that. So that's 9 out of our 13 possible points. Next up, for our final slot, we are going to go simply with Blast Suppressor. This is going to bring us to 10 out of our 13 potential points. So basically, this is going to keep us off the minimap while we're boosting all over the place, because quite frankly, you need to be using all of your exo mobilities as often as you possibly can in order to keep up with your enemies and to stay behind them, because you're not going to win a head-on-head gunfight. It's not going to happen. You must stay behind them. So that's going to allow you to stay off the minimap as best as you can. The only time you're going to show up is when you're actually shooting your shotgun, and that's it. So pretty stealthy and a great way to stay alive there. Now, I definitely recommend for your final 3 points that you run the exo overclock ability, so that way you can run even faster, mantle even faster, just get around the map as quick as you can. You know, whenever you see an enemy player, just mash your Q key or whatever your exo ability key is on the controllers, and, you know, just go as fast as you can. You gotta go fast, you gotta be evasive, you gotta try to get those people to miss, because times to kill in this game are so fast that you cannot let people land shots on you. You will die before you can react. So anything you can do to prevent them from landing shots is what you need to be doing. So overclock, very important. Unfortunately, stim is not really the greatest choice, because you're going to be in very close quarters and trying to react to people before they can react to you and one-shot kill them. You don't have time to be activating stim, and quite frankly, it doesn't last long enough anyways for it to be useful in this particular loadout. For your ordnance or your grenade slot, I definitely like to run the spike drone. This is going to fire extra fast with your fast hands perk that you're already using anyways, and it's going to just keep you alive, or rather help you deal with enemies that are outside of your shotgun's range. So for example, you kill one guy and you got another guy turning a corner, you're out of ammo in your shotgun, and you know, there's nothing else you can really do, then just take a shot with that spike drone, try to skewer them. Or, you know, if you want a silent kill, you know, you're behind somebody and you just want to kill them silently, you don't want to punch them or whatever, then you have a spike drone. It's basically a throwing knife from previous Call of Duties. You know how to use it, you know what it's good for. I don't need to tell you guys about that, really. You know, I just think that it's a really solid choice. However, if that's not really for you, you can also go for maybe a mayhem launcher in your secondary slot to help you really reach out and touch somebody. Or even an RW1 rail driver, you know, anything that really floats your boat. I personally like the mayhem launcher, because not many people do run flak jacket, so it's very easy kills on those people, especially since you have an exo ability in the form of a double jump that allows you to just get that angle in there on people, and you can use the floor as a wall to splash off of, essentially. So very effective against enemy players, as well as versus their air support as well, at least the close air support. I guess what I'm really trying to say is it's good against warbirds. You know, when an enemy team inevitably does call a warbird on you, you can shoot it down with one mayhem launcher shot, and that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's all that it takes to kill it. I've done it once or twice, and it's very satisfying. Very helpful for the team. You don't have to wait for a stinger lock on. Just, you know, switch over to your mayhem, look up, fire and forget, and you're done. So very potent second ability, or second weapon choice there if you don't want the spike drone. And lastly, for the 13th point, I like to go with just a plain Jane UAV. Maybe I'll use the extra points one if I'm feeling confident in my ability to streak up to it for the extra 50 points, which is usually one more kill. I just want something very easy for me to get. I don't really run the support just because I find that getting 400 points isn't terribly hard. I am usually able to do it like 4 or 5 times a game. You know, I'm able to get my UAV multiple times a game, more than I would if I was running the support streak version of it, so I like to just pretty much run the UAV stock as is on this particular loadout. I find it very effective that way. Anyways, everyone, here is the final summary of the loadout as I've described it. So hope you guys find this, I guess, playable. You're able to work the shotgun a little bit better after watching this video. I hope you understand kind of how the weapon works. You know, why laser sight is not that great. You know, why quick draw handle and gung ho are pretty much your go-tos. And yeah, so anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you learned something new. Please like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and we will see you next time. Take care.